A boy named Martin. How can people help others and make things better? Martin Luther King Jr. was worried. Tomorrow he would start school for the first time, and he couldn't stop wondering about what it would be like. Everything was ready. His school clothes were neatly folded on the chair next to his bed. His new book bag was filled with sharpened pencils and a thick pad of paper. He went to bed early so that he wouldn't be exhausted the next day. But Martin couldn't sleep. There were so many things to wonder about. What would his teacher be like? Would he find his classroom? Would the other children like him? Martin lived with his parents, his brother and sister, and his grandmother. His best friend lived across the street. Tomorrow, Martin and his buddy would be going to school together. He wondered if his friend was having trouble sleeping too. Martin felt better when he thought about his friend. He became calm and soon drifted off to sleep. Martin woke up very early the next morning. He put on his new clothes and ate breakfast. When he was ready, he sat in the living room and waited for his friend's knock on the door. Martin's mother was a teacher. While he waited, he read one of the books she had taught him to read. "It's time to go," his mother called. "Not yet," Martin said. "We have to wait. He'll come soon." His mother saw the concern in his eyes. "I'm afraid he won't be coming," she explained gently. "You will be going to different schools. We live in the state of Georgia, and Georgia is in the South. The schools in the South are segregated." Martin knew that segregated meant that white people and African American people in the South were supposed to stay apart. At that time, in 1935, African Americans and whites in Georgia drank from different drinking fountains and ate in different restaurants. White people sat in the front of buses and theaters, and African Americans sat in the seats at the back. Martin knew how it felt to be turned away. But he had also watched his father work for what was right and fair. One day, his father refused to move to the back of the bus. He didn't seem angry. He just sat in the front seat, quietly. Martin Luther King Sr. was a minister. Every Sunday, Martin went to church and listened to his father. "Treat everyone the way you would like to be treated," his father said again and again. "Respect everyone. No one is better than anyone else." Martin loved his new school. He made new friends and was happy. At first, he played across the street at his best friend's house after school. But then, one chilly autumn afternoon, his friend refused to let him in. Martin walked home slowly and went to his room. He laid on his bed for a long time, staring at the ceiling, and tried to understand. Had some of the people at his friend's new school said, "Do not play with that boy? He's not like us"? Maybe so. But why had he listened? Martin felt sad and angry. He vowed never, ever to hurt anyone that way. "It's not fair," he told his mother later. "Yes," his mother said. "It's not fair. It's not right." "Yes, Martin," his mother said. "It's not right at all." When Martin Luther King Jr. grew up, he became a minister like his father. He worked for fairness and respect, and he changed many things. One day, a woman in Montgomery, Alabama, refused to move to the back of the bus. Her name was Rosa Parks. She was taken to jail, but Martin knew she was right. Martin knew the move to the back of the bus segregation law was very wrong. He needed to find a peaceful way of changing it. One day he said, If African Americans don't ride the Montgomery buses, the city will lose money. The people who run the city will think hard about the law. I think we should boycott the buses. We should not ride them. Martin and many other people refused to ride on the buses until the law was changed. They walked for miles and miles. Some people rode mules. It took more than a year, but the law was finally changed. This led to many other changes, and eventually, segregation was not allowed in restaurants, theaters, schools, or anywhere else. After the bus boycott, Martin rode the bus often. Sometimes he sat in the front, and sometimes he sat in the back. Many times he offered his seat to someone who needed it more, not because he had to, but because it was the right thing to do.